Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Moore, co-founder and CEO of AdLightning. We're based in Seattle, Washington. AdLightning is basically a tool, business intelligence tool for managing programmatic advertising. And programmatic advertising is a massive market. I'm going to get to numbers in a minute. But what we do for publishers and also exchanges is we identify and eliminate bad ads. And it's a real significant problem. We also help publishers by getting rid of bad ads that will slow down their sites, improve their site performance. And every publisher knows that if you have slow web pages, you lose engagement. So you'll lose 20% of your audience engagement if you have ads that cause a 4-second delay on your web page. And the other thing that we do is provide transparency and control, because one of the aspects of programmatic advertising, while it's a very powerful tool for matching advertisers with their target audiences, is that it creates blindness on the part of publishers. So whereas in the old days, as a publisher myself previously, we would typically sell ads with a sales force, go out and meet with the agency, get the creative, and have an opportunity to test the creative before we ran it, so we would know everything was good, and if it wasn't, we'd go back to the agency. That paradigm is gone. All ads now basically are bought and sold automatically through machines. Let me talk a little bit more about programmatic advertising. So one of the characteristics of it is, and one of the reasons that you are blind to what the inventory is because every single page view is targeted to the individual user. So if a handful of us in here were all brought up the same web page right now, undoubtedly we'd be looking at different ads because we have different cookies and targeting parameters that have accumulated in our browser over time. And that's the power of programmatic advertising. But again, from the publisher's standpoint, it means I don't really know what my audience is being exposed to. I can only see what my cookie profile is yielding for me. The fact is, though, programmatic advertising is winning. It's a massive business. Really, in the last, I'd say, 4 or 5 years, it's become the dominant paradigm. In fact, the numbers bear that out. 80% of display ads now are bought and sold programmatically, and it's a $33 billion market this year just in the US alone, and it's growing rapidly. And then you add to that, it's $10 billion of video ads are now bought and sold programmatically, and that's about 50% of the video market. So that's growing very rapidly too, just because of the efficiency of the whole process. It's also huge in Europe and in other parts of the world. These are just US-based numbers. But programmatic advertising has this big problem. Gene alluded to it, bad ads. Well, how big is this problem? How bad are these ads? We've all probably experienced one of these examples. You get some kind of phishing thing that comes up and says, yo, you won something, just click here. Obviously, you're not going to do that. Super annoying. No publisher wants that on their site. Or you just get the ugly, bizarre ad like the one in the middle, or you get ads that are a 5 megabyte banner that's trying to download to a cell phone, or an ad that literally brings in 700 scripts, JavaScripts. I was showing the product to somebody this morning, found an ad. I didn't even know what it was for. It was kind of some weird thing that I'd never heard of. 700 different processes were coming in behind that ad and basically stealing data from that publisher. We found in our own data, we've been doing this now for about almost a year, since the beginning of this year, and more than 1 in 4 of the ads have a significant performance impacting problem with the ad. And what that translates to, again, for the publisher is, the average page load delay caused by a single bad ad is 4.3 seconds. So you lose money when that happens, because if you're losing engagement because your audience is leaving because the page is so slow, it costs you money. And even on a modest-sized website of 100 million page views a month, which is not very big, that equates to roughly a $400,000 annual loss. So why do bad ads happen to good people? Why do we have to deal with this stuff? The reality is, you should think it would be really easy, right? The agency, people like the professionals here at RGA create the great ad for their customer, and then it shows up on your phone, right? But that's not how it works, because there's this super complex ecosystem that's built up of lots of different pieces of the value chain, and each one of these pieces can append data and calls and whatnot to the ad. So by the time it gets to the consumer, it's often very different than when it left the agency. And that brings us to AdLightning. So what do? We provide visibility into their programmatic. We have a SaaS-based interface. We don't require any software to be installed by the publishers to use the system. And once we start scanning a site and start bringing them onto our platform, we can show them samples of all of the ads that are running. We can also show them the quality of all of their suppliers. You're usually connected to 6 or 8 or 10 different suppliers. We can show you each supplier, who's sending you bad stuff or who's sending you good stuff. And what we talk about, we have patent pending technology around our synthetic audience. That's kind of the secret sauce behind it that I'd be happy to tell you about if you're interested. And that gives people a real-time intelligence platform, business intelligence platform. Got a lot of traction. The company was founded in April of last year. We started selling the product in February of this year, and we now have 14 paying customers. We're adding about 2 a month. You can see some of the brands there of our clients, and some of the people that are trialing us are pretty impressive. We just closed CNN last week, very exciting, and got a ton of momentum. We've scanned now 25 million unique creatives to date. We'll be at 50 million by the end of the year, so we're ramping up. And then in terms of our business success, we're now at $60,000 a month in MRR, so it's recurring revenue, and it's growing about 20% a month. And as a result of that, we're getting ready to raise a Series A. So if there's any investors in here who would like to hear more, please come and talk to me. Or if there's any publishers or ad exchanges, I'd love to talk to you too. Thank you very much.